guys, today we are sitting down and we are talking with LaTacha Griffin, who is the brains behind Touched by Coco Bella, a makeup studio in Dallas, Texas. We're gonna learn about her journey to entrepreneurship, and she's gonna share some of the wisdom and insights that she has developed on her journey. Tasha, we are so happy, and I'm so appreciative of you taking the time to join us on today.
Thank you for having me.
So let's jump right in. How did you get to the point where you decided that you, first of all, as y'all can tell, she's very girly, okay? She is all things color and beauty. You look phenomenal.
Well, thank you so
Phenomenal.
much. Thank you.
How did you get to the point where you decided to start your own business doing makeup? How did you get into makeup?
I got into makeup, a coworker. She would come to work so made up, so pretty every day. And I was like, I want to look like that. I want to do that. And so she was like, you can. And I was like, there's no way that I can get that flawless and look that pretty every day. And so she was like, I'll help you. So we started going to the Mac counter, which is a makeup brand. And we would stay there and shop for makeup. And I started hanging out and with her and getting makeup tips. And I just started doing my own makeup. And it took a while because when you first start, you're kind of like, do I look like a clown? Is this working? And then it comes with confidence, and you're like, hey, I like it. If nobody else like it, I like it.
Did you in the beginning, did you have anybody looking like some clowns?
Yeah. When I look back, yeah, yes, I have.
But of course, big deals take time. And how did you develop the confidence in yourself to start doing this and continue to do it? Because you started out just as a hobby.
Yes.
Or did you know that you're going to go into this as a business?
No, it solely started off with me doing makeup on myself. I just wanted to look pretty every day. When I decided to put on makeup, I wanted my makeup to look flawless and look pretty. So I had no idea that I would be doing anybody else's makeup.
Did you wear makeup before you ran into this coworker and you started admiring her looks and stuff? Was makeup part of your life, or did makeup become part of your life after this? The more you looked at her and decided that you wanted to.
It was a little bit, just maybe an eyeliner, mascara, some lip gloss, but foundation and all the layers, no.
But you've always been, and I say this because I know her. You've always been girly. You've always been into all sorts of extravagant, anything girly. You were in dance when you were a little girl. I mean, your mom talks about how if it didn't have anything to do with girls and colors and just being all that, Tasha was into it. Sure. That's something you've always been into. And one of the biggest things about you is you love color. You love color. So tell me about your fascination with color.
I am not afraid of any color at all. When one time, again, going to the Mac counter, the makeup artist that was doing my makeup, I was afraid to put on a color. I don't know if it was an orange or a yellow. I don't know what it was. She said, what color would you put on the chocolate brown couch? And I was like, oh, any color we're going. And she said, exactly. You are a chocolate brown couch. Whatever color you want to wear, it will be beautiful on you. And I was like, okay. So from then forward,
trying it.
I would try any color, but color makes me happy. Like when I did have my studio in my home, how I painted my walls blue, because when I walked in the room, it just does something to me. And blue is my favorite color, but any color, I love any color. So
let's talk about how Touched by Coco Bella came about. You're doing, you decided to start just testing in the makeup.
Yes.
Okay. And take us through the progression from there.
Well, I think it came with friends asking me, hey, can you do my makeup? And I'm like, no, I just do my makeup. From there, doing their makeup and actually doing it and seeing how they felt when I finished doing it and how I felt when I finished doing it sparked something in me. And again, I got the same makeup artist that told me about the chocolate brown couch. I spoke to her about it. Her name was Shayla. And I was like, Shayla, I'm really thinking about doing makeup. And she was like, I think you should. She was like, you have so many friends. All your friends come to me anyway. You should really think about doing it. So I got with her and I asked her, would she mentor me?
Oh, okay.
And so she, sat down with me and gave me a couple of things that I needed, like about being sanitary and how to price my fees ways and how to deal with people and how to not just be the makeup artist. She was telling me how I pack my bags to make sure you put everything in your bag. Make sure you put aspirins, whatever, fingernail files. You want to be the makeup artist when you show up to have everything that anybody needs, safety pins, hair pins. You don't need any of that to do makeup, but you want to be the makeup artist that everybody wants to come to because you're so thoughtful and you have everything together. So I did those classes with her, took all of that stuff in, and I finally said, you know what, I'm gonna do it.
So how did you find the confidence, and what was going through your mind when you were getting ready to say that I'm gonna do it? Because starting a business is no small thing, okay? Yes. And it's a journey all within itself. How did you build your confidence and build your, what's the word that I'm looking for? Build your strength and your faith enough to do it.
I wasn't even afraid. I didn't go in and say, oh, and just feel like this is it. I just stepped out on faith and just jumped in and started doing it. And I was explaining to a lady today when I was doing her makeup earlier this morning, I don't remember when I stopped being afraid.
Really?
To even touch someone's face. It used to be so scary that I wouldn't sleep at night because I had a client the next morning. And I'm thinking like, oh, man, if I do something that they don't like, if I match the colors wrong, or if I have them looking crazy, I don't want that on me. So I cannot even tell you when I stopped being nervous to when I had a client coming. I can't even remember, but it just comes over time. You just got to keep doing it, and the more you do it, the better it gets.
Wow. Did you have, because, and it's one of the things that I noticed about business owners, entrepreneurs mainly, there's a talent side and there's a business side. Did you have any prior business experience before you decided to start your own business? You didn't. So how did you learn what you didn't know?
Still learning to this day. Experiences, things happening within the business, and you find out, hey, I need to add another layer to my business because I wasn't covering this part. So I think it just comes with time and reaching out and talking to other people that's already in a position that you want to be in. Other makeup artists that are like super huge and the things that they're doing, I reach out to people that I see that are where they are where I want to go.
Yes, that right there is a very important thing, and it's finding somebody, as we talk about this in the Bible all the time. Finding somebody to emulate who is where you're trying to get to, and patterning yourself after them, and not being afraid to ask for help, not being afraid to say, I don't know this and I need to learn this. How often do you go about, and what are some of the things that you do to perfect your craft?
Take classes.
You take a lot of classes?
Yeah, again, from makeup artists that are doing things that I want to learn. Like, there's so many levels to makeup, to doing makeup. And things that I don't feel that I'm really, really, really good at, I like to reach out to people who I feel that are doing it a whole lot better than me. And I take classes, and just one little small thing. If I remember taking a class, and the class was, $300. Some people be like, oh, that's a lot of money, for an hour class. But just two things that I learned in that class took my makeup level to a whole nother level. So just taking classes, and even getting on, a lot of makeup artists get on live, and even some, to be honest with you, that hasn't been in the business and is not doing makeup like I do all the time, I can learn something from them as well. So just being in the makeup community. Okay. Because Facebook has everything, Instagram has everything that you could possibly want to do. If you just type it in, I guarantee you they have a page for it.
What has been, as a business owner, and then this is just overall as a business owner, what has been your major hurdle? What has been one of the major challenges that you have come up against as a business owner?
I would say self, getting out of my own way, because I remember thinking, you're not doing it good You're not good enough. Looking at other people, comparing myself to what they're doing, and not realizing that if I wasn't good enough, people wouldn't keep coming to me. I have what it takes in me to make it. So I would say getting out of my own way.
So how did you get to the point where you stepped out of your own way, when you begin to believe in yourself enough to know that you were worth it? You had a service, and you had a great service to offer, and you stepped out of Tasha's way so that Tasha could be fully become touched by Coco Bella.
Honestly, I continue to do it. I have to continue to talk to myself, look at my work, go in. Every time I get a new client, I have an opportunity to go in and do something better. So I just continue to, just do better, feel better, talk to myself, and tell myself, Tasha, you are good enough. If you wouldn't, your books wouldn't be filled. People wouldn't keep coming. Nobody is just spending their money to come and spend time with you and sit in your chair. You are good enough, and you are doing it, and you can continue to do it. And if you feel like you're not doing something good,
go learn
it and get better. And that's what I continue to tell myself.
That's good. What was one of your biggest fears of starting a business?
Failure. And somebody getting out my chair, not pleased, upset with me. It hasn't happened, thank you God, within these last 5 years. But somebody getting out of my chair and just like, this is terrible, what have you done? Because I've seen people do that.
Really?
And so failure in not being able to please whoever I'm serving.
So how, because that's a real fear, and it stops a lot of action. And next level is all about taking action to take you to the next step, taking you to that next level. And sometimes we don't know what to do or how to do what we need to do so that we can get past that hurdle or get past that thing. How did you get past that fear to start? How did you get past that fear to say yes to the first person who asked you to do their makeup?
To be honest, I wasn't even afraid. No, actually, my first client was a friend.
Okay.
It was Amy. And Amy, so I'm super, super close to Amy. So to be honest, for her to be my first paying client, it was easy.
Oh.
It was actually easy for me to go to Amy. But again, when I started getting other clients, I just had to tell myself, Tasha, you just got to do it. You have to do it. If you don't do it, you will never know. You will never get where you want to go if you don't. You got to take your first step. You got to go. You got to do it. And so, like I said, I don't know when I stopped being nervous and being able to sleep at night when I have clients the next day. But it took time. It takes time, but you got to keep going.
Big deals take time.
Yes, and you have to keep going. If you don't, you'll never know where you can be.
What has been what has had the greatest impact on your business?
The women that I meet some wonderful, wonderful women in all aspects of life, and they're doing all kind of things. And from I've done people that are authors, just all kind of people, and just they sit in my chair. And I learned a long time ago that I'm not just doing makeup. It's my ministry. Because I meet people and it's like they get so comfortable in my chair and they just pour out to where I've had to do their makeup over because they're sitting in my chair crying or whatever. And God told me that it's a safe space for women to be able to come and pour out. And not me just pouring into them, but they pour into me as well. So just the people that I meet.
The people that you meet. And one of the things that we talk about often, and I've heard you talk about it, because I've sat in your chair, even though I am not a makeup person. I'm so plain. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we talk about often is how the people who come to us are it's not just happenstance. It's not just coincidence. Like, you were created for these people, and these people were created for you. you. Let me ask you this: How do you handle, or have you ever had an experience where you realized that somebody wasn't your people, or and you had to say no, or just make the decision that I'm not going to, even though that's good business or that's money, I'm not going to engage in that business again, or I'm going to say no to that business. Because as you said, what you do is a ministry. It's not just about you're not just here. You're serving, and you're doing the work as unto God. That's what the Bible talks about. What it is you do it as if you're doing it unto God. And so the people that come, the connection is very important. So how do you handle that? If you've ever had to.
I did. I had to make a decision of because I started being a traveling makeup artist, and I had to make a decision. I had more than one shop that I could have went to do my makeup in, and I chose the shop that I'm in and not the others because I knew it was a God thing. Because when Tamika came to me for me to do, that's the shop that I'm in, she owns the shop. When she came in for me to do her makeup, her story was so beautiful. And I didn't tell anybody but my mom. And just talking, I was like, Tamika's getting the shop. And if I would work in anybody's shop, I would love to work in her shop. And I had other people to offer me during the same time to work in their shop. And Tamika called me out the blue, and just like God said, for me to ask you if you would like to be a makeup artist in my salon. So I knew it was a God thing. Because I'm like, for me to speak that and to say that, and then for you to bring her, and these other places, one place was one of the ladies that I kind of mentored on, and she offered me a spot, and I know I could have been earning all kind of stuff, being attached to all kind of money and people, but God was like, no, that's not where I need you. I need you over here because this is where you need to be.
And I love that. I love how you're being intentional about listening to the voice of God and being led by Him as He guides you in your business and even into the next step. I think that is so phenomenal. Okay. Let me ask you this: how do you, Tasha? Because we're gonna get more into the Coco Bella, the Coco Bella experience here in a little bit. How do you measure success?
Again, every client that I get, it's another opportunity for me to do better. Starting with whether it's I know you guys may not be into makeup like me, but whether it's starting with the brows, the last set of brows I did, I want to do the next set better. Just me doing better every time I go back and I look at my pictures. And I like to take pictures because I like to not to just be hard on myself, because it also shows me how far I've come, but to just make sure that I'm giving the best Tasha that I can give.
And let me just say, I don't know if y'all can zoom in and y'all can see this, but these eyebrows are these eyebrows are on point. Mine's just been doing all sorts of stuff, but these eyebrows are 100% on point. I think it's just so amazing, and it gets me to a question, because a lot of women don't identify themselves as beautiful. And that's because they don't know, in my opinion, they don't really know what beauty looks like. We associate beauty with this and very, very external things and stuff like that. As a makeup artist, and you love, I think your website talks about how you love enhancing beauty. Yes. Because you've even told me quite a few different times that you're just so naturally beautiful. And there's some things about myself that I don't see. And we don't see it. And women, and I know you've had women to sit in your chair who didn't see their beauty. For you, as a makeup artist, how do you define beauty?
And you said it, because I tell my clients, they be like, oh, you just made me so beautiful. I'm like, no, you were beautiful when you walked in. I don't have any magic hands. Makeup can
you really do.
makeup can only go so far. Makeup can only go so far. So you were beautiful when you walked in. To me, it comes from inside. You know, like I said, the women that I meet, they're mothers, they're wives, they're, you know, they carry a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they're just beautiful just because they are who they are, you know, in the things that they carry and how they get through life every day. So I explained to them, I can't make you beautiful. You were beautiful when you walked in. I can only enhance what you bring me. So
I like that. I like that. And you're so bold. Like we were talking about your colors earlier. You're so bold with colors, and you're bold with fashion. And me, again, I'm very simple. Do you think that your boldness in color, in your craft, does that match your life? Are you bold like this in life with actions and different things? Are you that same?
in some areas, I would say yes. I would say yes because I will take a risk and I will go out and do something. And if it doesn't work, okay, it didn't work.
And that's just like you took a risk, deciding to start your own business.
Yes.
And Touch by Coco Bella has been in business for 5 years. Let's talk a little bit about how did you come up with the name Touch by Coco Bella?
Okay, so Coco and Bella are my fur babies. And people name their business after their children. I was not blessed to have children, even though I have a whole lot of them, but I didn't birth any children. So when I got ready to do my business name, I was like, it needs to be special to me. I have too many nieces and nephews to start taking
all their names. We take a letter from one of them.
The name to them. So I was like, Coco was my first dog. Coco has been, it was a Shih Tzu, and Coco has been deceased for probably about 11 years now. Yeah, probably about 11 because Bella's 9, and then Bella is my new baby, which is a poodle, and so Coco was a boy, Bella is a girl. But I was like, Coco, Bella, I was like, that flows so well to me, and then touched, my hands, touched by Coco Bella, so.
And I love it. I love the way I love you incorporating them into the business and incorporating their spirit into the business. And let's talk about the Coco Bella, the Touch by Coco Bella experience. Just kind of walk us through that experience. What does that experience look like?
Well, I said my chair is a ministry. Mm-hmm. When people come to me, I want them to feel good. I want them to feel relaxed and loved because my slogan is I paint with love. Mm-hmm. So I want them to feel loved the whole time that they're there, from the time you sit down until the time you leave. I pray all the time before I do anybody's makeup. Just pray over my hands, pray over my creativity, pray over makeup palettes, pray over whatever, because I don't want anybody to get sick, whatever it could possibly be. But the whole experience is about you not just coming to sit in my chair. Even when my clients leave, they leave the goodie bags. And God gave me that when I first started. And I was like, should I do it the first time they come? And God said, no, every time. You love on them.
I do got a goodie bag.
You love on them every time they come. So the experience is from the time you step in the door to my hello, good morning, good evening, how you doing, how you been doing, until the time you leave, and I give you gifts as you walk out the door.
Wow. Let me ask you this. What have you, Tasha, the individual, what have you had to change about yourself? If maybe a habit, a thought process, or whatever it may be. What have you had to let go about yourself such that you can continue to do and serve the way that you do?
Again, negative thoughts of not being good enough and wondering why people picked me and chose me, and just knowing that God put what I needed inside of me to make it, that I have everything I need. So just those bad thoughts, negative thoughts, and so you have to kind of become selfless because you have to cater to people. Yeah. But I'm a giver anyway, and I love to cater to people. So I guess just maybe let go of all those negative thoughts.
What is something that you weren't doing in your daily life that you have had to start doing that you will attribute to your success as a business owner?
Continuing to study makeup and digging into it and learning different things and not staying in the same space, because makeup just goes all kind of ways, and different trends are coming out. So you kind of want to stay connected and again, Facebook, YouTube, it could stay connected to makeup artists that I know that are here local, and they'll provide classes, and if it's something that I want to learn, whether it be a glitter liner or, whatever it is that's, popping at the time, just continuing to learn different things.
Well, one of the things that I do know, let's talk real briefly as we wrap up, let's talk real briefly about, because Coco Bella, and it's a question along the lines of what I want to ask you about, where you see yourself, where does Coco Bella see itself in 10 years and its plan to get there? But hold that question. I want that question to start percolating in your brain. But the first thing I want to talk about is Touched by Coco Bella, about a year ago, I believe it was, started its own lash line.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your lash line.
Yes, so I started my lash line because I was going to the beauty supply house like everybody else, picking lashes, and some of them I'd be like, oh. So I was like, you know what? I want my own line that I pick personally, thinking about the women that I serve, from women that don't wear lashes at all to women who are like, hey, give me the butterfly.
Yeah, because I'm that woman that don't wear lashes.
Yes, and I have some to cover everybody. And so when I started to pick my lashes, I was like, they need to be special. They need to have special names. So I have a 10 pair of lashes from, like I said, from the very, very small all the way to dramatic.
So tell us about just tell us briefly about the names and the lashes.
Yes.
And
so of course I have Coco because that was my baby, and then we have Bella because that's my baby as well. Coco is something very, very calm. Because he was a boy, of course, but I had to put Coco's name in there some kind of way. And then Bella is more dramatic because she's so pretty and just, she's a girl, And then I named one after my niece. My niece passed when she was 28. Her name was Nicole. So you have the Nicole Lash and Nisi, name is Cornelia, but her middle name is Nicole, which she was named after me. And so she was more kind of laid back, but when she dressed up, it was a little more. So that one gives you a little calm and a little dramatic. And then one is named after my aunt Ruby, Lucille, and she was the life of the party. So she is dramatic and big and all over the place. And then I have one, Google Me, after my cousin Chrissy that passed, and just like my Amy, she was the life of the party as well, fun and all over the place. So she's big. And then I have Calm Down for some that give you a little more calmness. And then we have Ladies, which are named after all of my girls.
Ladies!
Have I named them out? Hannah.
You got, okay.
Hannah, which is my grandmother. My grandmother was so sweet, and her lash is a little laid back as well. But I think those are the ones that, like I said, my grandmother, my niece, my aunt.
I like how you are incorporating and bringing some of the past and the present and the future all in together, and keeping that memory and keeping that life alive. Are you is your family a family of entrepreneurs? Is this something that happens in your family? Are you one of the first? Or I mean, like, how has you being a business owner changed the rest of your family?
I don't think that my family has a lot of entrepreneurs. So I would say that I may be one of the first ones. I could be wrong. I have to maybe sit and think, because I didn't even think about that or whatever. But
do you feel the pressure?
I feel that they're proud, because they they'll say it all the time, oh, you got your business, you know, how's your business going, you know, so I feel that they are proud of me.
Yeah.
So that feels good.
Good. Let me ask you this. What advice would you give to someone thinking of starting their own business right now?
Make sure you do your research, but whatever you do, make sure you do it. The quicker you do it, then the quicker you can get where you need to be. You don't want to look back, because time goes by so fast.
It does.
And before you know it, you'll have something in the making for 2 years, and you haven't did anything with it because you're still trying to, because it's not going to be perfect. You have to go, and then as you're going, you'll learn things as you go.
Big deals take time, and it takes time for us to become great.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed your journey from where you started to where you are now. Big deals do take time, and you are a big deal. Tasha, thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us and talk to other business owners and give them your story and your journey. It's been absolutely beautiful, and we're gonna have you back on our couch as we follow your journey and you creating this makeup and creating your blushes and your lipstick and stuff like that. I just appreciate you for taking the time just to give us some wisdom and some insight.
Thank you for having me.
Big deals really do take time, and you are a big deal. The road to entrepreneurship is not easy, but it is capable, and you can do it. It takes time, it takes believing in yourself, it takes taking a step. So whatever you do, whatever vision God is giving you, whatever plan you have in place, let today be the day that you take an action.
I feel a wave coming